Ah, video games. You've always been there, through the highs and the lows, the good times and the bad, but that doesn't mean we wouldn't erase some things about you from existence with immediate effect given the chance. Well, today, and today only, the Access team have that chance, figuratively. Watch out, escort missions, we're coming for you on the PlayStation Access podcast. Hello and welcome to the PlayStation Access podcast, the official podcast of PlayStation UK. I always get extremely excited when I say that. It's just cool, isn't it? It's pretty cool. We forget about how cool it is. I am your host today. That's right, host David Jackson. I'm joined by Starfighter Connor Jackson.
Hello.
And Rosie Jackson.
Hello. I'm part of the Jackson family
We're
now.
all
The
Jacksons
Jackson
today.
3.
Oh my god, I'm Rosie Jackson today. Fine, I'm taking
We're taking over.
No longer Rosie Caddick. That is gone.
It's because I'm banning people who aren't Jacksons, Rosie. So you either get with us or you're against us. And I've decided for you. Yes, I don't really know why we've done this, but we've decided to talk about banning today because we all have those little niggly things in video games that we could do without. And it's time that we aired our dirty laundry, I think.
Yeah.
Does that work as a metaphor?
Yeah.
It was
go with
okay. It was okay.
Aired our dirty laundry with bans.
Don't air your dirty laundry.
But you did say air the...
You should wash it first.
Yeah, wash it first, and then
well,
it
I'm
goes.
presuming this is post-wash. This is riveting.
Then that's
game
that's
podcast.
clean laundry. I mean, I'm cross with myself as much as anything. So yes, we are going to talk about things that we personally think could be banned from gaming, and we're going to do that by we each have 4, I hope, which we're going to talk about. And the 2 people who are not proposing the ban will score it, and at the end we will choose the 5 best scoring things to actually be banned from gaming, and then I guess we'll each go away and write some emails to
The people responsible
The
for
people
the thing.
responsible.
Yeah.
and make this happen.
Dear
So
person in charge of video game thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to wait, Connor. I'm going to start with you.
Oh, here
Oh,
he
good.
goes.
Okay.
I know that you have at least one that I agree with strongly. We haven't actually shared our bans with each other, apart from one.
Apart from this one,
which,
we'll throw it in as an honourable mention, I guess.
Yeah,
I'd
yes.
like to ban Alex. I'm going to ban Alex from all video game ever.
it would be nice. It would be
nice.
refreshing. I personally agree. But no, go on. Hit us with your first ban.
So my first one is what I somewhat not so lovingly call spreadsheet games.
Games.
I love a spreadsheet.
These are big, very expansive, often kind of statistics or role-playing based games. That was harder to say than I expected.
Yes.
Like Crusader Kings, or even something as slightly less spreadsheety, like City Skylines,
Yeah.
or F1 Manager, all of that sort of stuff, because it's like a job, right? What you play, or I play games. And this is definitely just a me ban. I play games to escape from the monotony and the pain of the real world.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just nice to not have to think about, chores or
Yeah.
bills, and just be like, I'm going to shoot some things in space, or whatever the case may be. I don't then think, what I'd really love to do when I get home after a really stressful day? I'd love to look at some more numbers on a spreadsheet. I don't understand the purpose of them. I know in games like Crusader Kings, you can have these amazing, expansive stories that you could never possibly have in something that's more direct, because of the nature of like the geopolitics of it all, and it's a huge thing, and my partner loves them very much. So I know why they're there for people, but I don't get it, and I want to ban them.
How many spreadsheets are in your day-to-day life?
Not as many as they used to be, but there are some.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is like
It
very
was a
much
stronger opinion when I did just look at spreadsheets all day.
And I was going to say, I mean, you have just said, doesn't your partner really love these games?
Yeah.
Is this going to be a problem when they're banned for your relationship?
Well, I have already sort of soft launched this opinion, and it didn't go very well. But the thing is, my partner does look at spreadsheets all day, so it's
Yes.
like it's anything. I've got an even stronger case where it's like, so you've looked at spreadsheets all day, and that is your job, and then now you're going, what if the number went up in a different spreadsheet? only it's got some medieval theme music playing in the background. Like,
Yeah.
just do anything else.
Rosie, do you play any spreadsheet games?
Well, I'd say I misinterpreted spreadsheet games when Connor first said it, because
Right.
I thought you meant from spreadsheet games, you meant games that like when you're playing them, you have a spreadsheet on the side to like track what you're doing. Like,
We're talking about Alex and trophies again.
yeah, so like that kind of thing. But you know, like when you're
like
making
a
notes.
Stardew Valley wiki.
Yeah,
or
like when you make your own spreadsheet
okay.
and you're like, okay, like this is my spreadsheet. So that's what I thought you meant. So when I was like, I love spreadsheet games. Basically,
there's a
I
lot
was-
of admin. I don't know if I'd go as far as to call the games that I'm assuming you're using those for spreadsheet games, but it's you're not far off that line.
So, but when you were talking about what a spreadsheet game you actually meant by it, and I misinterpreted, I immediately thought of, because I don't really play like spreadsheet games, but there is one.
That's what they're called.
Are they official? I was going to say.
They're not officially called spreadsheet games. This is my thing. I've coined it.
You've coined it. Well, so I like them in like small doses, and by that I mean that in the Yakuza series they've got a few, what I believe you're referring to, like spreadsheet mini games, like when you're in Like a Dragon, when you're running your own business and you have to get like money coming in and you hire employees and then you have to buy properties, and then I really love that though, because I was like, you know, calculating who's going to work there. That employee's not happy, okay, I'm going to make you happy, give you some money, they're great, they've got a little promotion,
Yeah.
but then at the end of it you're there and you see Ichiban in his car like driving, earning all the money. I was like, oh, look at the money coming in.
So
like,
this is where I think like it's fine, because the sort of spreadsheetiness is then diluted by other things.
Yeah,
And
so-
in that instance, if you say it's a mini game, it's not the entire focus. Whereas like Crusader Kings, for example, it recommends that you don't unpause it for hours. Like the first time you play the game, it's like we've got a lot to get through, and you need to understand it all, and it's going to take several hours before you understand it. So strap in.
Yeah.
You're going to be looking at some numbers, people. And like, no, that's not fun. That's just not fun.
I personally think rules are really fun, and I feel like that's part of spreadsheet games is the rules.
Yeah, rules and management.
Yeah,
And
I feel like they touch on lots of things that I do really love. I don't think I've played anything quite so full on as a Crusader Kings, but you know, the management part of like the PES games of old, and used to have an FC management, which I really, really enjoyed. Even getting the stupid emails from the players complaining about like, I want to play this week. It's like, well, you should be better at football if you want to play this week. Be better at football and you could play. It's not quite the same thing, but I think they are just sort of like a distilled version of things that I already love. So I think we've heard enough.
yeah, what are you thinking score-wise out of 10 for you?
I think it would be difficult for me to get on board with this ban. I'm going to give it a 3.
I was also
Wow.
thinking around a 3 area as well. Like, but also I appreciate that I don't play these type of games fully, like as in a full game like this. But I do love a little mini game of it. So that's why I was
I'm
like,
going to remember these scores.
Well, don't worry, I'm writing them down so you don't have to remember. But yes, that's okay. So we will revisit. Will that be enough for spreadsheet games to be banned? I doubt it, but who knows?
who knows?
Rosie Jackson,
Yes.
what is your first proposed ban?
My first proposed ban is collectibles which you can't see.
Oh,
So
tell me more.
Interesting.
I can't even. I tried to see them in my mind. Then
Well, you
Yeah,
couldn't.
tried to-
You
well, that's the
literally can't
thing.
see them.
You can't see them. So, big example of this is in Crash Bandicoot 4, where, for example, one of the collectibles is all the I was going to say cardboard boxes, but they're like wooden boxes. But either way, all the boxes that you have to collect, and you have to collect an awful lot of them. Like sometimes the level can have like 500 boxes you need to collect.
Yeah.
You do everything you can to get all of the boxes the level demands of you. You get to the end and you've missed one. And then you find out that the one you missed is literally, so if you've got some stairs, the box is literally pushed against the stair, but on the camera, you can't see it. So literally the only way you would have known that that box was there is if you coincidentally spun up
I
against
understand.
that step,
yeah.
or you were just running coincidentally on the far left of this step, and then whoa, hang on, wait, I just jumped on something. What was that?
Yeah.
Like from looking at it, there was no way you would have seen that was there.
I got you.
And I just think that's
dirty
ludicrous.
trick.
It's a dirty trick. It's a dirty trick. It's like
Yeah.
you're asking so much to be like, to get this achievement, you need to get all the boxes. and then you're literally going to hide them in spots that no one would even think, unless you're literally running through and literally every single corner or single step or every single box you'll go behind and start spinning. It's the same as well where I had a level where I remember there was like a hidden gem and I was like, where's this hidden gem? I've genuinely been trying to look.
Hang on a minute. A hidden gem.
So it is a hidden gem.
This becomes more complicated when the collectible is named Hidden Gem. Like at that point.
But the thing is, it's like still a hidden gem. You'd think that it's like, oh, okay, so it's a hidden gem, so I've just got to, I'll cleverly look for it and stuff. And there are some which are, and there are some which are cleverly hidden. Like,
touche.
Touche.
I cleverly looked, but it was cleverly hidden.
So those ones, I'm like, you know what, that's cleverly hidden. Now I've seen where it is. I can see it. I just didn't spot it. Like, you know, fair play, well hidden gem. But then there was one where it's so like when you're playing a platformer, you know, you have invisible walls where if you just jump on it, there's just going to be an invisible wall and then you just die or something like that. Like there was an area where usually that rule would apply. It was one of the pirate levels, I think. So, you know, you see things on the side and you just think, oh, it's just some like, you know, decoration on the side. But literally this gem was hidden behind a box which also had like a plank of wood on it. So there wasn't even like a little glimmer or a little shine because it was also in inverted mode. So you can't even see like the brightness from it because it was just really, basically it was really difficult to see. And literally, when I found out where it was, because I won't lie, I did look up a guide because I was like, I've looked, where is this hidden gem?
It's fine.
I think no shame in that.
No shame. And literally, so many people have also, like, you know when you go on a YouTube video guide and then you see how many views it's got, it's like, yes, it's not me. I'm not the only one. Like, this one had a lot of views. And I remember literally I got to the point and I said to my boyfriend, I was like, where's the hidden gem? I was like, go on, just tell me where it is. And he scoured it and he was like, no, I can't see it anyway. And then literally when I went out of my way to jump off the like main path, which you would think would be the invisible wall, and apparently now in this situation, the rule doesn't apply and you can jump over there now. I was like, there it is. And it was just like, what rubbish is that? Ludicrous. So for me, collectibles, which you cannot see. Like you only find them if you literally are just running around being like, I'm going to spin against every single step.
I think we need to be specific here. Is it the trophy relatedness? You know, as in like, imagine that there were just hidden boxes, but they were not needed to get a trophy. It's just like, you know, you might go around it. The same thing. There are boxes hidden around corners that you can't see, but there's a box there. Maybe there's an extra life in it or something, but that you don't need them for a trophy. Is that acceptable?
I don't even think it's necessarily a trophy. I think it's more that the game itself will reward you for doing it. Like, because the game will give you a gem for getting all of the boxes. Yeah. So even if let's say in retro games where trophies didn't exist or things like that, but in game you did get a reward like a gem, a relic, a crystal, this, that, and the other.
These are all very Crash Bandicoot specific rewards that you're talking about. Yeah. I wonder where the frustration has come from.
I wonder where. Oh, Crash Bandicoot 4. We laugh. But so I don't think it necessarily needs to be like a trophy. It's just if the game itself rewards you for doing it. It's
okay.
Like if the game itself will give you a reward for doing it, then I'm like, ludicrous.
What about, for example, the classic, when games were a bit more left to right, certainly platformers were, where you'd start at the beginning of the level and you would run right, but everybody knows you got to go left first to check if there's a little something there.
Yeah.
Would that be counted on your banning? Because it's kind of hidden.
That is a good one because, like when you first... I don't think it would because it's like...
You get some joy, you know?
You get a joy, but also that's like, you know, when you run back, it's like you see it. I'm talking about the collectibles that literally...
Right, okay.
Like, because if you...
It's not, you didn't think to look there.
Yeah.
It's like you literally can't see there.
Yeah, you literally, like the ones that I'm referring to are literally the ones that you cannot see.
Yeah.
Whereas,
it's a cheap trick is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, like the ones which are behind you, like that is a grey zone, I think, but... because that is an interesting one, but it doesn't seem to give me the same fire that the other ones do. Like, you know,
I understand. I think we've got to that. I was just keen to really zero in because these things are going to be gone if we agree. And so I just wanted to be really clear on what we're banning because I think there is joy in thinking to look in a place, thinking to look behind the waterfall.
Yeah.
Outside the box thinking good.
Yes.
No one would ever possibly think of that bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Or invisible box. Bad. Like literally can't. There's no way you can ever see the box. Bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're ready to vote. Connor, have you heard enough?
Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, I'm not happy. You've made me quite upset. Yeah, I think like an 8. Like it's
An 8.
Yeah, I think that it's pretty bad. Like, and having seen you scream at the screen during lunch breaks recently when you've been playing this, they're sneak. Those specific inspirational boxes that you're talking about, they are sneaky and a bit nasty. Really.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it's worth the high number.
Yeah, I have to be honest, I was going with 8 as well. I think it's if you've made a good argument. If you literally can't see it, it just seems mean-spirited.
If it's got like creative thinking behind it, like, you know, oh, there's a random TNT here, I'll jump on that. Oh, hang on, there's a box which was off camera, but, you know, there was a random TNT here. It had like a little bit of creative thinking behind it. Then I'm like, okay with it. But it's literally, yes, the ones that are just, they're just there to be mean. They're just mean ones.
They are just mean ones. So I'm writing down the score. Very interesting.
Right, go on, Dave.
Very interesting.
What's your
Well, I'm
first?
going to reorder mine, and because I think it's a bit related to yours, or it sort of kind of feels like it leads on from yours. Probably quite personal, but these are all quite personal, and that is percentage completion figures. I do not want to be told I've only done 60% of the things in a level, because it completely stops me from moving on to the next level. Across everything, and this happens quite a lot. I've been playing the new Shinobi game.
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
It's a really good game, but I found myself slightly paralyzed sometimes by being at 87% of completion on a level. I'm like, can I go forward? Because it's fresh in my mind. Do I just go back right now and do it, or do I come back at the end and do it? There are many trophy lists I have which were at 100% and now have gone, down.
Oh yeah, when they
because
add
they've added
trophies.
DLC.
Yeah.
Trophies added in.
Yeah.
I personally find percentages quite paralyzing, because I need to have completed everything. I was thinking about it's kind of related, but like Lego games, hoovering up all the little bits, all the little nubs. It's that I am studs, if you want to use the correct terminology. Sure. Nubs in my house, studs in yours.
Lego. Those classic Lego nubs.
And everybody's house around the world. I think of myself, well, I don't know. I think of myself as a completionist, but apart from the fact that I am unable to complete most things, and that makes me sad. I'm someone who would like to be a completionist, but I'm
an aspirational completionist.
I'd like to go through a level and think, I think I did pretty good on that level, and not have someone tell me, you actually only did 87% of the things you could have done.
So you'd like to ban fact checking, is basically what you're saying here.
I think you should just get a big tick at the end of
big tick
at the end of a level, and then in conversation, it's like, oh, did you see this bit? And I'm like, no, I didn't see that bit. I didn't even know that bit existed. That would be great for me. I feel like I would have a much smaller backlog if I was able to just move forwards without any mark, any sense of you didn't do everything.
Does it have to be percentage based? So,
Perhaps
for
not.
example, if it's like 10 out of 20,
okay,
rather than saying
I see.
50%,
I
still...
can do those maths, unfortunately, Connor. So in my head, I'm going, oh my God, that's only half.
Yeah.
I think, it's not specifically percentages. It's any way of tracking the things I haven't done. A big map full of question marks. That's bad. That's bad for me.
Oh,
that's bad for me.
This is getting quite broad now.
It's getting massive, isn't it? I've made it too big. I've actually only explained 50% of what I'm meaning.
But do you not get like the thrill of like, is it the thrill? Is it like, I'm thinking of Shinobi because I've also been playing that recently, and I know exactly what you mean by the percentage with it. Well, I guess everyone would understand, but it's there's also there's parts of Shinobi where it's like, oh, there's something you can't break yet. So you can't get that full percentage yet, but it's like, but if you carry on with the game, you're going to unlock an ability, and then you can come back. And then you've got that ability to come back to that level, revisit the level, only now you're stronger, and you can literally just be like, oh, now I can get that collectible that I wanted to get. Like, do you not get the sense of like, oh, I'm going to have to come back here when I'm stronger?
Perhaps I get what you're saying. I think that could be. Communicated better. Perhaps it's something that could be just turned on and off at the start of the game. Would you like to be told how complete how complete this
do you
game
feel?
is. Yes. And
Existential mode. Yes, no.
I would pick no, I think, and I would just happily continue then. I understand what you're saying about there are things you haven't seen or haven't done and maybe can't do, but until you've played the game further on, you've unlocked an ability or whatever. But I accept it's a me problem, but is there a better way? Could we ban the percentages or the tracking, at least like soft ban? It could be my choice to like say, don't track the things I haven't done.
So we're banning the compulsory activate, like this is because it's on all the time in every game pretty much by default.
I think
you
right.
want an option, you want a slider, ban it being default.
Banning by default being told how much of a game you have or haven't done. That's my pitch.
I think the clarification that not just ban all of it forever, and you're saying now you should opt in, like that's made it a lot more palatable. Otherwise, it would have been absolutely not. This is a zero.
I appreciate you for making my argument right at the end there. It was useful.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
I needed your help. I'm going to need your scores.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I still don't think I mind that much.
But you did say this one was a very personal one, like, because whereas I'm someone who's like, no, I personally like seeing the percentage.
You get a lot out of the 100%ing.
I get a lot out of it.
I guess Alex, for example, gets a lot out of it. I don't know about you, Connor. Where are you? Are you 100%? You'd like to see those numbers go up?
Yeah, I like the satisfaction of having done it and having been able to like, right, close book now. We can move on. Yeah, that feels good. Yeah,
I think that feels good too. I just want my own head to have said, "You've done everything in this level. Okay, move on." And not have someone go, "Oh well, you didn't actually find all the hidden boxes." Just saying.
Just saying.
If that's important to you,
should you be going forward? But I am also the exact same. Where like many times I've gone into a level, and if I don't see it's like 100%, I'm like, well, no, I can't progress. I need to make sure I have that. So I have also done that until I reach a breaking point where I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to play the game. Yeah. Depending on what it is. So
it's tricky. Don't worry. I won't be offended. This is just, I will just ban you from future podcasts. But
I think because it's like you said, it's like you have the choice of removing it. That's why I'm like, I think it's quite good to have the choice of taking it on and off. Because that's something I've never thought about before. But
to be fair though, that's more of a proposal rather than a ban. I guess realistically I'm saying banning. I would love for there to be the choice would be good, but that's not a ban. That's a let's add something to games. So I'm saying
the exact opposite.
Let's ban tracking progression in games.
Okay, in which case I'm gonna have to give this I'm gonna have to give it a low one as well.
Don't look at Connor. Speak your truth.
Again, I'm
ban
thinking
progression tracking 1. Only because I don't think I can give it a 0.
Oh my god!
I'd like it. I want to know.
I don't like tracking this ban. This is hurting me. Rosie, can you do better than a 1? Come on.
I mean, I was thinking of a 2 or a 3, but
let's call it a 4.
Let's round up and go 10.
I'm gonna say a 2, I think.
Okay.
But I appreciate your personal grudge against it. Just for me, I love seeing the numbers go up.
Well, I've got the email written, so maybe I'll send it out anyway. We'll see. Back to Mr. Connor Jackson.
Okay. Well, so it's a little bit related, I guess, into the suggestion that we were just talking about with yours. When you play any multiplayer game, and by default, the option to have like open comms is on. So you are, without realizing, or probably you should have realized because it is the default, but you're an idiot and you forgot. That if you've accidentally turned your mic on, you're just broadcasting everything that you do to the entire world without realizing that you're being public facing. And then when you start complaining about someone in your team, and then they're like, "What?" And you go, "Oh no!" And you just like that should be banned. I don't understand why that's the default. Well, it should come up straight away and be like, "Do you want your comms out? Do you want comm chat on? You want that on?" Like that should be the default.
Yeah.
Why is it just, obviously you want it on. You want to be able to hot mic yourself and cause some frustration and embarrassment.
So what is it you're banning? So
Banning that being the default. I'm banning that being default.
okay, so you want to ban the default that the microphone's on, and instead you want it to be that the microphone's off by default.
No, because that would still be a default. I want it to be an option that comes up as soon as you
Right.
start the game. For it to assume that it knows what's best for you is banned.
Well, it's a tricky one. Obviously, you can mute your mic by default on your PS5, which is good.
You can.
But I understand what you're saying. Like, we've all done it. We've all entered a lobby and accidentally had our microphones turned on, sometimes for quite a while, and have been saying all manner of things to people. And I've also had it the other way, where someone is just on my team is just chatting something which is completely irrelevant, and I assume sometimes that they do know and they're just being annoying, but often I think people are also victims of this. But does it speak to like a greater good, like a kind of something aspirational that we could all just get along and we could do team chat, we could work together?
I see what you mean, and I think in the context of like chatting, that's a nice thing to think about. But then what happens if you're not talking, but like the tumble dryer is on or the washing machine is on, and then it just means everyone in your team is being subjected to in the background over comms. Like that's awful. Or they've got music playing out loud.
That's true.
And then you're just getting this sort of blasts of something coming through the speakers every now and then, or a baby crying.
I hear you.
And it's like, the Hoover's going in the next room, and it's awful. It's really like, because you can't tell someone like, hey, your life home situation, it's annoying me, and I want you to stop it being like that, please. That's a really horrible thing to say. They might not even know. Like, I don't want to assume that they're just doing it to be really annoying. What if they just don't even realize?
So okay. But that feels like that's a different thing, because they might have had the option at the start, like, hey, do you want to be on comms? And they might have gone, yes, please. And then they've got a Hoover going in the background.
I'm assuming that people are better than that.
Right, okay.
But also, again, it doesn't. I don't know of a game that's asking you. So it's I'm assuming that, just like it has with me, the game's just gone on.
Yeah.
And it's gone, you want it on, don't you? Of course you do. Of course you want it on.
Well, I do think that they do that because of the aspiration of, this is a game where communication is going to help. And so we want to believe that the people on here are up for chatting. I will caveat this by saying I am a huge lurker. I play all multiplayer games with my microphone turned off.
Yeah.
And I enjoy, I will make the use of an in-game sort of ping system and comms wheel or whatever. But I never use my embarrassing voice. So I do kind of get it, but I also think that I like the developers' sort of dream that we all come together and play their game and talk about the game. So it's a tricky one for me. Rosie, have you got any thoughts on Connor's proposal?
It's difficult though, because like when I've played a multiplayer game, it's been with mainly friends. Yeah. So like, if one of them has got a Hoover on in the background, I'm like, buddy, do you know your Hoover's on in the background? Like, you know what I mean?
Can you stop hoovering while you're playing Call of Duty?
Like, I have played some games multiplayer online with like just strangers, but but it just brings me back to a really fun memory I had with one where one person was just having an absolute blast, and because I'm guessing they knew the microphone was on, but because they were having a blast and it was just coming out of my DualSense, I was just like, you know what, this is a great laugh. I'm loving this. So I don't know whether they were intentionally having just having a fantastic overjoyed time, or whether it was intentional. I think, because that's the thing. Also, for me, I'm just someone who just looks at my controller and sees if the mute button's on or not. If you know what, like,
maybe this is a skill issue for me. I don't know, but
just good at muting your mic.
Yeah, get good.
I think it's a bigger thing. Like I said, it's about aspirations. It's about overall outlook. That's what we're talking about here. Is the default mics are on, and because we want to live in a world where people talk to one another, or the default mics are off because we don't trust anybody to not have a Hoover on in the background and ruin our game experience. This is what it comes down to. I'm not sure where I stand, but we're going to need to give it a score, I think, Rosie.
The thing is, I like the idea of they're making it more clear that it's a thing, but again, like we had with yours, Dave, that's adding something rather than banning. Like I think it'd be very good if games, like literally when you booted it up, it's like, would you like your microphone on? Like,
well, so I don't think it is because the option is there in the back end.
Yes.
It's not saying you have to change anything. The change is assuming that it's set, like, when you have the brightness,
assuming that
as
the
soon as you
default
start
is
the game
on.
up, it's like your TV is going to be different than the ones we tested on. Here's a brightness slider.
Yeah.
And you can still go and access that in the menu at any time. It's not, you're not adding anything.
it's the fact that it's the default is on.
It's the, yeah.
Yeah, the fact
It's
that,
almost like having inverted controls on by default, like or non-inverted controls on, because I'm sure Nath is very frustrated by the fact that he has to then go into a menu and go wrong controls, rather than it just telling, like, giving him the option to choose right at the beginning of the game.
I'm going to have to push you for a score now, Rosie.
Okay, the fact that it's default, that does put it higher. I'm thinking maybe like a 5. What are you thinking?
Are you sticking with a 5?
I love it. You're just like, I'm waiting until you hear what the you say.
Is that your final answer?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, is that your final answer?
You weren't quite committal enough. I've decided that whilst I kind of agree, it comes down to that outlook thing. And I want to believe that we should communicate positively with one another. So I think I've never, like you said, the option exists. I can go and turn off my microphone. I can turn off everyone else's microphone if I want to. So I am going to low score this based on that it comes down to, do you want people to communicate or do you want them to not communicate? And I think we want them to communicate. So I'm going to score it another 3.
Another 3.
When I am king, you will be first against the wall.
You will be silent.
The
in my
inferior
world.
Jackson.
No one will speak. Yes. Moving on, Rosie.
Yes. My second one is I wish we could ban trophies that depend on luck. As in, like, ones where it's literally like, it's like, oh, win the golden stick in this, like, on this game where you have to say, hello, I would like a golden stick, and it's up to the other person if they give it to you or not. You know what I mean? Where it literally,
I love that game.
The trophy depends on just whether you're lucky or not.
Yeah.
Because if you are someone who, because I think a recent example I remember, it was a few years ago, but I can't remember what the trophy was, but in Dragon Quest XI, I really wanted to get the platinum for that. And this was like a game I put over 100 hours into it. I absolutely loved it. But the trophy that I remember just driving me up the wall was one where it was like, you have to do something in one of the casino mini games or something, but it was all just dependent on luck.
Right.
And, I've had something
Casinos
similar.
are
It's a bit
generally
on the nose, that one.
But it's not only that as well, it's also because so before the podcast, Alex gave us some like examples of things that we could ban, and he shared some of his inputs, and he put like when you have to get an item, but the drop rate is like 0.1%.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I was thinking of Alex, because he's going for I was going to ask if this counts in your world, because he's going for, unless he's got it, he's going for the Dark Souls 3 platinum at the moment.
He hasn't got it.
Right.
He's still avoiding
Yeah,
it
he's still-
because of
and,
this.
One lunchtime last week, he was just, he was mining this same, or farming this same set of stairs with these 3 enemies, which were most likely to give him an item. And I watched him for half an hour. He didn't get the item once.
Yeah.
Does that count as luck to you? Are you like...
So that counts as luck, but so if the trophy said get this item, then I'd be like, yeah, that again, I'm like, if the trophy was literally like get this 0.1 drop rate item, then I'm like, yeah, that's annoying, because then, like you say, you're just grinding the same spot, just literally doing this just to try and get the trophy. But I don't know why though. Like again, this is where I'm just like, this is why these podcasts are difficult, because even I'm like, hang on, I kind of contradict myself there. But also it's because I've done it many times. I did it recently in Sekiro as well, where you have to grind for a specific item to get an upgrade for your arm or something. And I was also grinding in the same spot, but that didn't feel as bad to me because I guess I was getting something in game out of it. Like I was going to get a new weapon, or I was going to get like, you know, something that made me stronger or cooler, or like, you know, just a cool ability and stuff. But I'm literally talking about like the trophies that say like, you know, go to a I don't know, I can't remember if this is one, but let's just say in Shenmue, you know, you've got the gacha machines where like, you know, you just put some money in and it's like, oh, you get a little toy. Like imagine if there was that, but there's a trophy that said get the super sonic,
The golden stick.
get the golden stick gacha, and literally you're just there just putting your money in the machine, like getting this gacha pod, and then it's like, I've already got that one, put it away. I've already got that one, put it away. It's literally, but you're literally only doing this just for the trophy. It's like, I'm trying to think, I swear there are other examples that are on things other than like, you know,
I mean, honestly, I don't think you need to explain it. Like, even if without examples, we get the premise. Trophies that require luck are pretty tough.
Yeah, I think you kind of preaching to the converted. At least for me, it's like, 10. Get rid of them. Absolutely get rid of them. I don't want to depend on the random number gods to allow me to get the trophy in any mechanic.
No.
Like, it's painful and
it's
hurts.
like if I get a trophy, I want it because I've achieved it, not because I just got lucky. It's
like you've done something actively. Even if it's like you made a mistake, haha, here's a trophy. It's like, well, yeah, I did that. Like for it just to be like, what does the cosmos say? Does the cosmos say I get this trophy? No, not today. Come back tomorrow. No. Hate it.
I think it's that thing as well. It's like if you're playing the game that does depend on luck, let's just say, for example, this is a personal thing for me, but like, you know, Balatro, I love getting all the collectibles and stuff like that, but I'm not touching that trophy list because like, but that is a game that is also dependent on luck. Like you never know what you're going to get, this, that, and the other. Like, you know, whether you, either way, so that's a game that depends on luck. So I'm like, you know what, that trophy list, I'm going into the game because it's like potentially lucky. But it's when you've got a game, for example, like BioShock, I think there's a trophy for getting like the 777 on one of the wheels or something. And literally you could be like, I love BioShock, I love the action of it, I love the atmosphere, I want to do it on hard mode difficulty. But the one trophy that you still haven't got is the one that depends on luck, where literally you're not really just doing much with the game at the moment. You're literally just stood there and you're just like, please let me be lucky. Just keep on pressing buttons. Just let me be lucky.
If we'd banned tracking, you know, completion of games, this wouldn't be a problem.
We're not changing our scores. You asked us if that was our final answer.
I think we're ready to score this. Connor, do you feel ready?
Yeah, I think a 10. I'm happy.
A 10?
Fully happy to ban
gosh.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
I have no reservations at all.
Well, I do. Not massively, but I'm not giving this a 10. I do pretty much agree with you, but I think it comes down to kind of like, there's part of me that likes the idea of some people having these trophies and that being kind of special.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so, but you know, that if it directly impacts your ability to just show your love for a thing, where your love for a thing, you went to show it by completing it. Going, I have done everything the game has asked me to do. I've got every trophy. I think that you should be able to do that, and a lucky trophy does get in the way. But I do quite like the idea that some people have these 1 in a million things where it's like a shiny. It's like, oh my God, you got that trophy. How did you get it? And they're just like, I just got lucky. It was just... So I'm not going to give it a 10. I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay, fair.
For that reason. But I do think it's you're on to, you know, there'll be a lot of people who agree quite strongly. Will there be a lot of people who agree quite strongly with my second
Yeah, go on. What's your second?
Which is overencumbrance. I think we should ban it. I just don't think it adds anything to games. I understand, you know, mostly this is a problem in role-playing games where you are playing a role, and playing a role means having some limitations because that's what being a person is. But I think that largely overencumbrance just punishes you for picking up loads of books and apples and pottery, and which is pretty meaningless within the game anyway, apart from maybe you get into a fight and it just so happens you've got 500 apples and they will, that you can get through a boss battle that way or something. But I would ban it. I don't think it doesn't really change how the game plays. And as someone who's very bad at making decisions, I have limped my way into a town on more than one occasion to put all my things in a chest because I don't know if they're going to be valuable later on.
So is this inventory limits generally, or is this specifically
Wait.
It's
you are carrying too much and you are slow?
Yes, it's that specifically. For example, Resident Evil's inventory limitations I think are good.
Okay.
Clear, and if you just can't over encumber yourself. You pick something up and you go, I don't
it's
know.
forcing you to make the choice.
It's specifically the thing of like you can carry everything, but you will not be able to fast travel.
Yeah.
You will only be able to move very slowly. I think that is bad.
I think I mostly agree, but I do also understand why it's there, and it's precisely to discourage you from going, oh, I'll have that, I'll have that, I'll have that, and then I've got 30 steel helmets that I can take to the blacksmith and sell and break the game economy, or craft this amazing piece of armor at level 5. Like, I know that there's more to it than that. There are more systems than that, but I think that's
what I'm thinking as well, because I've definitely been annoyed when you're like literally exploring the world, you pick up then a rock and then suddenly it's like, oh no, you're really over encumbered.
That
and you're
was
like,
big rock.
Yeah, that was big rock. And then you're like, oh, but also I am like, okay, right. Like in my head, like when you were saying about with the voice chat and it's like, oh, it's like intended hopefully that we all communicate and stuff like that. I'm like, I think this was like an intended thing. It's like, well, you're role playing, you're in this world. You have picked up that big rock now. So either you're going to drop like your 4 bits of bread so you can carry the big rock, or you're going to slowly find a place where you can get rid of big rock.
I mean, I'm role-playing as someone who's carrying, 8 swords, 3 shields,
big rock.
and it's fine. And then, I've picked up a bun, and now I'm like,
that was it. That pushed you over the edge.
I've got a limp. It's too much.
I'm now suddenly for realism. No. I think especially given that you've made this should be, the game developers are aspirational, including the comms on by default. I think this is a mostly good thing that they are trying to do, and I'm in favor of them doing it. So I'm against the ban.
Well, I think it's a good thing that they're trying to do, but I think, like I said, I think Resident Evil makes sense. You've got a briefcase, you've got pockets. There's a literal clear limit to what you can hold, but encumbrance. It is never realistic because, like I said, you will have 8 swords, 3 shields, 2 whole sets of armor, and you'll be fine wandering around. So it feels like, and then it feels already very unrealistic. And then it's not you don't have room for that. It's you can pick that up and you can break the game, and the punishment is you just have to limp very slowly to a town where you can sell everything or put it in your chest.
Yeah, that's a good point. Almost like look, you can break the game, but you're going to suffer, and then your instant response is you just watch and I will do that.
I will do it. Exactly. It's not limitations on inventory. I think that is a good and real thing. Like us, we can only carry so many things, but it is on over encumbrance specifically as a sort of status. I'm banning it.
I don't know. I'm still
Who's with me? Come on, Rosie.
I'm still quite low on this one, in all honesty.
Yeah, I am teetering towards a soft ban.
Yeah,
A soft ban.
I'll go for a weak-willed 5.
Okay.
Okay, I was thinking like a 3.
Oh
Again.
my god! All right.
I know this is why it's so hard though. It's so personal, but I'm like,
I'm gonna get access to every one of your saves and over encumber every one of your characters in every game.
But that's the thing. I'll just drop it on the floor, run to where I need to go, and then I'll drop that stuff off, run up, and then just pick the other stuff up, just like how in
That's
Resident
fine.
Evil.
I will have achieved my purpose.
Like doing that race that you did at PE, like picking up a sack from one hoop and dropping it in another hoop.
Yeah. But maybe that's just because,
But
like, you
in
know,
video game form.
like growing up Resident Evil, I've just got into the habit of like, oh no, I can't take this green herb because I have so many other items. I'll go to the inventory box, drop that off, run back, pick it up. Okay, run back, put that in the inventory box, take the item I actually wanted, but I've got it now. It's in my safety net.
Resident
so,
Evil's safe from my banning.
I love Resident
It's,
Evil. It's a great game,
it's a
isn't
great
it?
game.
Resident Evil.
Great inventory system.
Love it.
Very well, you've scored poorly again. Connor, back to you.
Marginally different loot.
Ooh.
So, you know, when you're playing a game, and there are loads of games that do this, and you find a weapon.
Yeah.
And you're like, cool, I like this weapon. And then half an hour later, you've just finished another encounter, you find another weapon.
Yes.
And it's called the same thing,
Yeah.
but it's got slightly different stats.
Okay.
This one's got +3 fire, whereas the other one only had +2 fire.
Yeah.
But it also had +1 magic. And you're like, oh, so it's still 3 points of something.
Yeah.
But they're slightly different.
Yes.
And they are functionally the same weapon. They have the same attacks.
They look
They're
the same.
They look the same. They feel the same. They're the same, like, overall grade. You know, they're both green, common.
Yeah.
Insert system here, what you will. The pain of then going, oh, which one do I want?
Yeah.
Which I can only carry so much, as we've already covered.
That's right, because you wouldn't ban it. Yep.
Yeah. I don't want to make that decision, because it's not like you make that decision once and there is only one item like that in the game. And then
Yeah.
you go, okay, right, that's it. That decision's been made. Let's continue on and never experience this dilemma again. It's going to be every weapon.
Yeah.
Every time. And it only then gets worse the more variety you have, because then the variety the variety systems in play, like, oh, you know, there are 10 different abilities that you can apply to every different weapon, and there are 50 different weapon types, and then there are 3 weapon overall it's like, it just becomes a recipe for which one has the biggest number at the time, and I'm just going to be throwing stuff away.
Are you banning these because you find it difficult to make the decision? Because you want to fall in love with a weapon and hold on to it for a long time, but you find yourself, you keep changing every half an hour?
But I think they're two different things. I think there is a difference between, oh, I want to sort of build a story with this weapon. Even though it might not be the best, like it fits sort of my class, my ability, my play style, whatever. And I think that is different from then saying, I can't make the decision. Like they're wanting the story and then not being able to make the decision, I think, are two separate things. But it's both of them.
Okay.
But I do contest that they're the same thing. I think they are different. But yes, like essentially they are the reasons that I want to be able to stick with something for a little bit longer, rather than be like, oh, this one's 83 rather than 82 value.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, and you just throw it away like it means nothing to you.
Yeah.
That makes me a bit sad.
Rosie, are you able to wade in on this? What do you think?
I don't know, like, but so because I'm someone that I quite like having, but not. I mean, ideally, if I had like the perfect weapon, that would be amazing.
Sure.
But I am like, you know, I'll be honest, I am someone who I have had the same weapon multiple times, but I have kept them, because if you are right, if it's like, oh, +3 fire but +2 magic, then I'm someone who's like, oh, well, I like this weapon. But if I come across like a fight where magic is its weakness, that will benefit me more than if I just get rid of it and then like have this weapon which is now +5 fire. You know, but then again, this is maybe like a RPG element where I quite like making builds which are ready for set things.
You know what I've realised? I think, Connor, this is related to your dislike of spreadsheets, because I think Rosie is describing a style of play where she has got an item in the inventory for every eventuality, and she goes, hang on a second, boss, is it magic? I'll go to my spreadsheet and go, I've got a sword for that. Yes.
Yeah.
Let me get my sword out and we'll fight you with my magic sword.
But then I think you can do that, and it doesn't have to be
so incremental.
Yeah, like this boss is an X boss, and I need X weapon, and I'm currently holding Y weapon. That was in I had that in Bloodborne, where it's like, oh, I'm trying to attack something that is fire. Maybe it wasn't Bloodborne. I don't know. Whatever game it was, trying to attack something that is fire, and it's just not working because it's made of fire. So this was silly. I need to go and get my electric weapon. But I had a completely different weapon already. Yeah. That was like I sunk points into and upgraded to make like good super powerful, zappy electric, rather than it just being like, oh, I've got the same thing 3 times, but it's just like one's got +1 more.
Yeah.
Like, or
It's the marginal nature
It
of
just-
things.
yeah,
it's
like-
not specialisms or different stats for things. It's just them being
Just-
so marginal as
yeah.
it being quite difficult to track and to really see the difference in.
Yeah.
yes, yeah,
you
that's
have
exactly
to
it.
believe that there's a difference rather than actually being, because it's all happening with numbers in the back end and you're going, I don't know. I've got,
Yeah, like so in Bloodborne, where it might be like, you know, you can get a maximum of what 10 levels, 10 weapon levels, is it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
And that, so like that means each level actually, in theory, should mean quite a lot. This would be like if there are 100 levels and it's gone up 1 level, or if it's out of percentage and it's like plus 0.002% more electricity than the other weapon. Like
Yeah.
that means at that point nothing.
Yeah.
Make the changes mean something. And make them definitive and declarative, and then I'm fine with that. I don't mind that. But it's when the changes are so tiny that it's barely perceptible that I'm a bit upset. I want you to just be like, this one is fire.
Yes. I think we're going to have to have heard enough of your argument, Rosie.
Fair.
And it's
Me?
time. No, Connor. Rosie, it's time
Oh.
for us to.
I was gonna say I haven't said
shut up,
anything about
Rosie.
this. Yeah.
You've said quite
Constantly
enough.
talking.
Rosie Jackson over here
You've
chatting
said-
away.
I know, the most chatty of all the Jacksons. I think it's time for you to wade in with your score.
I don't know. This is a hard one for me because I can appreciate. Because I also agree in
Well, you
like.
didn't find it hard with overencumbrance, let me tell you that. So,
Well, no, but it's like because like I admit is also when you have the same weapon multiple times just for a small amount of difference. Like when you're managing it, you're like, oh, like you know, I wish that it's so minuscule. I wish that this could be like tidier, I guess, or something. But I'm also someone I like keeping those, and I'm like, oh, I've got to build for this. Like literally the whole time you've been chatting, I've been like, thinking about Elden Ring Night Rain with like all the relics and stuff. And I've got some relics which I don't want to increase my throwing dagger ability, but it's got +3 fire. So yes, I'm gonna keep that. And then, but it's also a different colored gem, like so that'll be applicable somewhere else. Maybe that's a different thing. Either way,
If you were to put a number on it,
yes.
4 is what I'm vibing.
4.
I'm thinking.
4.
That's what my vibe's saying.
That's okay.
What do you think, Dave?
What do I think?
I think it's because I'm still not sure.
gonna talk like this.
I think it's hard. I mean, I do really sympathise with Connor. I don't like making decisions, and it's, you know, the minuscule increments are asking me to make decisions all the time, and then go, and then the change is so small it's probably hard to see. My concern is that there is a wider sort of reason that this is in games that I don't understand, you know, that, and it's like that, you know, all these things are, there's lots of marginal gains that when all added up create something much greater. So if, you know, like you said, if you're focusing on a particular stat and you're getting, any time you can get a little bit higher in that stat, if you're applying that to everything you're wearing and whatever using, then maybe it's like actually you see the difference. So I'm not going to go all in, but I do sympathise. I'm going to give it a 6.
Yeah.
I think that's not too bad.
That's
Could have
not
been
too bad.
worse.
Yeah.
I've had worse already, so yeah.
Yeah. Let me write that down. Marginal. Okay, right. It's back to me then for my third go. And
Oh, is it? It's not me.
No, it is you, Rosie. It's you. Yeah, absolutely you. I don't know why we skipped you there. It's because you've been chatting so
It's because
much.
I've been chatting so much.
No,
Rosie
you-
Jackson over here.
you
chatting
can't
Get
get me
a
off.
word in edgeways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I've actually one was inspired in my head actually when you were talking about the percentage things, but I'm like, I don't know if I feel strongly enough about it to be like ban. So I'll go with my original.
Well, you didn't feel strongly about my argument because it scored very badly. So what have you got?
Okay, so I'm gonna go with my original one, which is I wish we could ban games which ask for high platforming when they're not designed to be platformers.
Okay.
Yes.
I think, right.
So, but this is the thing. This is in so many games that I love. I cannot emphasize this enough. There's so many games that I absolutely love to pieces. For example, From Software games like Bloodborne.
Yes.
Love. I mean, I've spoken to the moon how much I love that
Spoken
game.
to the moon.
Spoken to the moon how much I love
I've never
that game.
heard that saying before. Have you heard that before, Connor? I've
No.
spoken to the moon.
I've spoken to the moon, and the moon listened. It was
Yes.
very, very nice of the moon to pay attention
It's-
for as long as they did.
But there's that section in Bloodborne where, in order to get spoilers for a little bit of a treat in Bloodborne, but in order to get to the area which is very similar to the Hunter's Dream, but it's not.
Yeah.
You have to
Oh,
go.
down the bit inside the building, and it's
Yeah.
really dark. Oh,
It's really dark, and you have
Yeah.
to land on these incredibly thin wooden pillars.
Yeah.
But because the game is brilliant and it's designed in the way it is, if your hunter falls on that, if you're just a margin off, you're just sliding off that,
Yeah.
and then you fall all the way down to the bottom, and then you're dead. Or if you because you can also get to the bottom of this tower as well. If you like fall from the slightly wrong height, or you see a platform and you think, oh, I could make that, and then you're having to like force yourself to run and do the dodge jump like right at the edge in order just to make it, but even then you can still clip the edge and then just slip all the way down to the bottom again, and then
Yeah.
that's it, you're dead. Essentially, like because I remember doing that for the first time, and especially when you're playing that game for the first time, you've got your blood echoes that you're considering, things that when you die you get. I don't want to say punished, but when you die, there's risks to it.
There is an incentive to not die.
There's an incentive to not die, and yet now the game's saying like, oh well, we've decided to put in this platforming segment. Go have fun. And I like so many times, and like I said, I love these games to pieces, but just these moments, I'm like, could you not have considered? The falling area ring or something like that. Like, again, just how in Crash Bandicoot 4, when you jump, you see a little ring that indicates where you're going to land. Like, could you not have considered that when you were designing these very thin planks of wood that you're asking everyone to land on? Or
maybe a more generous hitbox, or maybe like the platform itself is a little bigger to accommodate.
Just something a little bit, just so not every single time I'm like, and even I've done that section so many times, and even now today there's moments where I will just fall off the edge and I'm just like, rubbish, you know what I mean? Like, just because I feel like I'm edging to the edge very, very slightly, and then the hunter falls, and then it's just like, no, you went like a tiny bit to the right, and then it's like, slip down you go. But it's the same as well in like Dark Souls as well. Like, that game's got loads of moments where literally you're hugging against a wall on this very thin little, fancy buildings have those ledges like along the walls and stuff, and then there's a gargoyle at the end, you know what I mean? Like, you're literally hugging that wall, and then it's like, but we have a really, really strong knight over here that's just going to keep on shooting arrows at you, and if you get, because of the way the game is, if you get hit by that, you're falling backwards, but that little platforming segment means you're just falling off to your death. It's just little moments like that where I've just been like, I guess that one's not as applicable. It's more like the actual platforming element. But either way, there's been moments in games that I absolutely love, and I love platformers, and I love all games. But sometimes, literally, but sometimes.
Well, you've really stepped
For
away from
legal
this
reasons,
argument.
I love
all games.
But I love all games, but just like those moments where it's like, okay, because even if it is just a platforming challenge, like especially in retro games, I've played survival horrors where there's a jump mechanic, but they're like, oh, okay, here's like a couple of jumps you need to do, and it's risky, and you're like, oh god, okay, I need to plan this and stuff like that. Like, that's fine, but it's when the game like amps that up to, again, like the thinnest planks of wood, just because they want it to be hard for the sake of being hard, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Connor, what's your take on this?
No, I think that's fair. I think there's a perceived. No, that's not the right word. There's like a curve to difficulty, I guess, in any given situation, and it's like the difficulty should be matching what the game is. So if it's a game like a Dark Souls or Expedition 33 has it, the platforming sections where it's like that's not really the focus of what you're doing most of the time. It's not really the bulk of what you're doing in the game, and then all of a sudden it's like you have to be pixel perfect here, and it can be really hard because it's like, but I've not been practicing. Like, if it's a Crash Bandicoot or something, you're practicing, you're doing that all the time, day in, day out when you play the game. And then all of a sudden it's like...
Yeah. I don't know if From Software games are a great example, actually, because I think that there is quite a lot of platforming throughout those games in a way. And I quite like the sense of trepidation you have when you come across... First of all, usually it's not usually to progress. It's like to access something special, something different to go somewhere. It's usually like, they don't usually force like a difficult platforming bit on you just to get through the game.
That bit in Bloodborne that you were talking about, you do have to get to the bottom though, right? Because there's the Hunter's Dream bit, which is sort of midway down.
That's the optional
but you
thing,
do have to get down to the bottom without dying. So it is still
to finish the game.
Yeah, because you have to get to the next area, and that is the route to the next area.
There's like a monster at the bottom. I think you do. I can't remember if you have to do it. I think it is. I think you're right. I think it is something you have to do. There is like that monster at the bottom as well. Yeah. That then you have to kill them.
I can't recall, but I still think that a lot of the game requires you to sort of traverse the world in a certain way, and that it doesn't seem that out of character for me, in a way that, it doesn't seem like completely like suddenly a new bit of gameplay you haven't experienced. It doesn't seem quite like that, especially because it's just of how the world is, and it's so built into the world. And I like that. I quite like that. It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh every time. I mean, it was the same in Demon Souls. In Demon Souls, obviously, the first kind of those FromSoft games, like a Souls game. I was playing it on PS5, and it made me laugh how one of the bosses, I think it's the Flame Lurker or something, like to get to it, the shortcut is so dangerous. Like if you die, it takes so long to get back to the boss every time, unless you choose this shortcut. And the shortcut is to platform down this like crazy crevasse, as I recall, that it's just... It kind of, I was just laughing at how unfair it is, but it still feels like part of the game to me. But I do agree with the idea. I think in a game that it's just like suddenly out of nowhere there's some platforming, I think that is tough. I'm not sure that FromSoft are quite the right example of it.
It wasn't like the strongest example. It's just when I was just thinking about like that Bloodborne tower, and I've seen so many people try to like get down that specific tower and then be infuriated because their hunter just goes like a little bit to the side or something like that. But so I do appreciate it's not the
Are there items you can use to do that, like something that makes you float down or something?
Not in Bloodborne.
No, not in a lot of these.
I would have found it in my Google search and going, why can't I get past this? That was a tough few days.
Fair enough. Well, I think we should vote anyway on our understanding of platforming sections in non-platforming games.
High demanding platforming sections. High demanding. Yes, those ones. Very important that I add in the high demanding.
Okay, Connor, your score, if you please.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with 9.
Whoa,
that's big.
I think it is really frustrating specifically the pixel perfect platforming in a game that's not designed to be a pixel perfect platformer. Because it's never been the focus, and all of a sudden, the expectation is so high. This is what I was saying about like the curve. It's like you're sort of going with everything, and all of a sudden, it's just whoomph, 90-degree vertical line becomes way too difficult. Even if it is just a skill issue, I don't care. It's too much, and it hurts. Yeah. I don't like it. Ban.
What are you thinking, Dave?
I'm not sold, to be honest. I think I need a better example that I can really get behind. So, but I get the theory. The theory sounds good. So I'm going to go 6.
Fair.
And we have our score. So I will write that down. We've been talking for ages, so I'm gonna cut this down to my last entry, and then we're gonna add up the scores.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So one final ban. I hope you weren't saving your best ones for last, were you?
No.
Well, apparently
I came out strong.
My last one was definitely the one which I was like didn't know how to word properly. So
cool.
Go on. Have you saved your best for last?
No, I haven't. And I thought I had my best earlier, and they've both scored terribly. So here we go with my last attempt to ban something from a game, and it is to ban the pop-up tips when you're solving a puzzle. Like they're like, are you struggling with this? Do you need some help? Do you want to? And it's like, no, I don't. I'm just
trying to work it out.
Yeah. I'm figuring it out, or I'm looking at the environment, or I'm, like, stop asking me. I know what I'm doing. I'm not an idiot. Thank you very much.
Is that also when characters say, like, have you seen the wall over there? And then you're just like, yes, I have seen the wall.
It looks like there's something here. And yes, I know there's something there. And God's sake. Yeah, I'm banning that.
What's your time limit? Is it like in general, or like?
I think that it's fine to have a way that you can seek help. That's good. Seeking help is good.
Go and ask rather than have it be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that could be understood, that there's just a help button, or there's game hints now on PS5, obviously, that you can very easily go and find help. It's the pop-up specifically. I think even if it started with, and you can don't forget, you can get tips in the menu or something. That's okay. It's when I've just been looking around and then there's a little ding. You haven't done this as quickly as I thought you should.
You have exceeded the
Are
30
you
second
struggling?
allowance.
Exactly. Are you struggling? Because it looks like you're struggling. That I would ban that, because it makes me feel like I'm not doing it well enough. And I can't argue with the game and tell them, like, I do know I am doing it.
Yeah.
I was looking at my phone for a second, or that's my thing. I think that tips and hints are good, but I think they should be sought rather than thrust upon you.
How do you feel? And does this relate to, like, when you die and it gives you a loading screen and it gives you a little hint at the bottom or something? How do they fare
Have you
into
tried
that?
not dying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have actually seen that tip before.
Yeah.
And it's like, to avoid dying, don't get shot. Like, well, yes, obviously that's what
I think load screen tips are good. Load screens are, a reality of many games. They're being sort of phased out now by amazing PS5 hardware. But when you must have a load screen, I think a tip or a hint is fine. But yeah, you're right though. I think more specifically than that, when you've like died 4 times to a boss, and on the 4th death, it's not the load screen. There's a screen after that, like, if you're finding the difficulty level too hard,
yeah.
you can turn down the difficulty in the menu.
Is this too much for you, is it?
Yeah,
If there's the difficulty buttons over there.
There's nothing that makes me feel smaller than
Yeah.
going like, oh, I'm worried that you're not having as much fun as you could be. Again, it's good that you can turn down the difficulty in games at any point. I think that's good and right. But I don't want the game to tell me that I can do that so pointedly.
Yeah.
It could be put in in a load screen, that's acceptable. In a new screen I haven't seen before, after I've died 4 times embarrassingly, that's you're trying to tell me something I don't want to be told. So that's where I'm at. It's quite nuanced. It's tricky because, like I said, I think help and tips and hints are good. Changing the difficulty is good.
It's when they just throw it. And for me, like, that's why I asked, like, what's the time limit? Because if you're stuck on a puzzle for a while and then the game says, like, oh, here's a little hint, like, literally, let's say you're stuck on this puzzle for like 2 hours, for example.
Okay,
and like
that is quite a long time.
That's a long time. And then it's like, oh, yeah, no, I appreciate like that hint.
Where
now,
was
thank
this
you.
20 minutes ago?
But like, literally, when you're there for like 2 minutes, and then it's like, oh, have you looked at this? That's why I'm like, well, I'm getting there. Like, I'm still piecing everything together in my brain. That's why for me, it like that. Like, I really like how the idea of like, you can ask for help if you want it. Like, I think that's a fantastic feature. So are you saying that you want to ban like just all the pop-ups in general, or is it after an amount of time you're banning the pop-ups? Or
I mean, I would look. Maybe 2 hours is a scary amount of time. So like, if someone's stuck on a puzzle for 2 hours and hasn't sought help themselves, then maybe they do need a hint to say you can.
There
seek
is no
help.
helping this person.
So yeah, I mean, I was thinking more like 5 minutes, but let's meet in the middle and let's say 10 minutes. After 10 minutes of being stuck on a puzzle.
That's precisely in the middle of 2 hours.
Yes, exactly.
5 minutes.
Yeah, it's a sliding scale. But I think in
It's
general,
logarithmic, I believe. Yeah.
yeah. For me personally, I'd ban it from my games.
just it all in general?
For me, I would. And so maybe that's kind of like a default thing. Maybe default those things are turned off. But for me, it's not hints and tips. It's specifically being asked. It's the game recognizing or perceiving me to be doing something poorly.
Yeah.
And going, you're not doing great with this, are you? Do you need some help? It's okay. That's the one thing that will makes me belligerent and not seek help.
Yeah.
No, I'll figure it out myself.
Stubbornly,
Yeah.
make things harder now by refusing your help. See,
Yeah.
I'm very sympathetic to this. But when you again went with the default, I want to be able to change it, and you voted me down for suggesting this.
Well, but the ban that I voted, I talked myself out of changing, because I was saying originally with percentage tracking that I wanted to change the default, but I was like, no, I'm not. I can't say that. So I am banning. Yeah, I am banning pop-up. Are you struggling with this puzzle? I can't.
Yeah, I think it does more good than harm, even though the harm feels bad when you know what you're doing and you're like, I'm literally halfway through. Just I've even worked it out. I've just messed up the execution of this one aspect.
Yeah.
Please stop telling me to look at the wall. I know I've looked at the wall. That is so annoying.
Yeah.
But also there will be people that haven't figured it out, and I think we can't ban it for that reason. I think it does more
You
good
tried
than
to
harm.
ban a whole genre of games. I'm just saying. There will be
They don't do
your
any good
own
to anyone.
partner
They don't do
enjoys spreadsheet
any
games.
good to anyone.
And you were like, no, get rid of them. Get rid of them. Not for me.
For rules for thee, but not for me.
Yes. Very, very true. Very true. Come on then, I can take it. Let's have the scores. I'm putting pop-up
I think
tips.
4.
See, I was thinking a 6.
Okay.
But that's a 6 or a 7. But that's because I think.
Should we call it a 7?
Well, halfway again. Halfway in the,
Let's meet in the middle.
let's be
I
in the
hope the
middle.
camera picked up how pleading Dave's eyes were when he's like, "Can we have 7, please?"
No, I'm gonna stick to a 6 because it's but more in the sense that like I think it is good to that the game is like, do you need some help with this? But for me, it's like I think that they do it too quick sometimes. And I agree with you. I think games can way too quickly. Like you said, when you're doing a boss 4 times, it's like, do you want to put the difficulty down? It's like, I'm still learning the boss.
Yeah.
I don't need the difficulty to go down. Like I think so that's why I'm like, that's why I've given it a bit more than a 4, but
Especially when it's very humiliating and like there's an in-game consequence. Like in Metal Gear Solid 5, you can have that difficulty reduced, but it's like, you're going to wear the chicken hat. You have to wear a chicken hat. Like, I don't want to wear don't give me that.
That's not a good look.
Yeah. that really stings.
Yeah, it does. Okay. Well, we've got the scores.
oh my god, here we go. What are we banning?
So we were going to ban 5 things based off of 12 entries. We've done 9 entries, so we'll reduce it to 4 things. So the top scores, and it's not good news for Connor and I, at the most banned I think what we really learned was that actually banning things isn't great. There's usually like a grey area. It's like maybe don't ban things, but we could look.
We are going to ban banning.
We could ban banning.
Ban
I think we
banning.
can all get behind. Yeah, there are use cases for everything. Okay, so the most banned agreeable ban thing, I don't know how to word that, is luck-based trophies.
Hey,
Yeah.
I want one. I want one of these things.
I think we're all pretty happy with that. That received a 17 out of 20 possible
That's
points.
very high. Yeah,
It is
yeah.
high. In second place, it was Rosie again with invisible collectibles. I've written collectibles you can't see
Yay,
was the
I've
specific
done it
thing.
again.
That was 16 out of 20.
Ooh.
Yeah, we were well behind that. In third place, it's Rosie again.
Wow.
With platforming.
Not just a win, a clean sweep.
What was it? High level platforming.
High demanding platforming in games.
non-platforming
In games that aren't designed to be platformers.
So Rosie's got a clean sweep. So really the exciting thing is which of Connor or I has got a ban in there. And it's bad news, Connor, because we have got joint fourth place.
This somehow even worse.
Joint fourth place, both with 10 out of 20 for pop-up tips. I really wanted you to say 7, Rosie.
Oh, that's why.
Or marginal gains in loot. So we're going to have to, I think Rosie's going to have to decide.
Is there a difference between the scores that Rosie has given for those 2 entries, or is it the same number?
I just wrote down the combined scores.
Okay.
So I couldn't tell you. So that
Okay,
would
so
be
it is
a very good way to figure this out.
Yeah.
But Rosie's going to
It's a
have
tiebreaker.
to decide now.
I think deciding out of the 2 of them, again, just because the time frame is crucial for this, but I think I'll go with the pop-ups. I think sometimes they pop up too soon. Whereas with the marginal stuff, I won't lie. Still, I'm like, I like having.
I'm banning both of you from my life. Banned.
So that I think that's what I'm going to go for that. I think.
Okay. Well, it means the world to me Thank you very
welcome,
much.
Dave.
I'm writing it down so I remember forever that I
Means
got fourth
the
place
world.
to me. Exactly. Well, there you go. We've banned some things, and we will now go and write our... I think Rosie should just write the emails.
I'm going to have a busy afternoon.
She feels the strongest about it. Yeah. Yes. What things would you ban from video games? I wonder, if anything at all. I do think that we learnt mostly that there are grades of things, and maybe it's not quite so good to be black and white about these things. Everything has a place. But yes, what would you ban from video games? Why don't you let us know in the comments, either where you're listening to this podcast, where you're watching this podcast, or on social media. Just shout at the world, I want to ban this from video games. We'll find it.
We'll hear you somewhere, somehow.
We will. We always do. We hear everything, which is something I'd like to ban, actually. But yeah, let us know what you would ban, and we will possibly consider sending some more emails. Until we hear from you next week, we will be back. That didn't make any sense. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time with another episode of the PlayStation Access podcast. And of course, we've got a million things literally every day on PlayStation Access on YouTube. So wherever you need your PlayStation Access fix, we are always there. Thank you for joining me, Connor Jackson. He's nodding. Thank you for joining me, Rosie Jackson.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you most of all to me, David Jackson. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
PlayStation